Okay, so really good that I was able to find out that the mic wasn't actually on. So brilliant, I've just been talking like a bit of a drone for the past 4 minutes, but that's okay. You can hear the little one have fun in the background as well. Shower and time before bed. So yeah, we're here at London session. We're a little bit early, which is why we are putting our stops quite tight. But yeah, looking for a short here on MNQ. We're at a high volume node right now with no closures around the node. I don't know why this just changed on me. Okay, so hundreds of max. Nice push to the downside here. Just trying to see if we can get our volume node. So yeah, looking at our nodes here, pretty much from here to here, right? So our volume node. We haven't had a substantial close above or below this node, but we do have current point of control, previous day value area highs. We've already made London highs, sweeping yesterday's high, but I haven't displaced above it. So this gives me enough reason to believe that we actually will be pushing down for a little bit of a sort of TGIF setup. We've already filled this, so this would be my sort of final target here. With the crazy uptrend that we're in, I don't see this completely reversing on us. Definitely could, but for now at least, let's mark this. So final TP, 4 hour. Okay, it's 4 hours going to close pretty soon. Everything else is closing pretty soon. 11 minutes here. So yeah, we already filled all of this with Asia. Potentially looking to sweep Asia lows. We could even go that low, tap off N-Dog, and then look to come back up. So yeah, I'm liking this short for now. We're getting the confirmation here too. So let's just let this one play out. So we tapped into this volume imbalance. We'll just see whether there's enough buying momentum to push this all the way back up, or whether sellers start stepping in here. If they do, we're gonna look to add in our last 3 micros and then look to go break even pretty quick. So for now, this is actually looking like a decent reaction. I might just check on the micro timeframes, a little bit more confirmation. If we can close below this, we're gonna add our last 3 micros. Nice, it's looking good so far. Real good actually. Happy. Adding into our position here. So we've got a fair bit of risk on the table now. 18. Don't want to lose this high, and looking to ride this to the downside. Got a strong value node in here, so we're going to look to take it at 50% of this node. You're right there, my dear. Darling. So let's wait and see. So far so good. Looking like a decent 3-minute closure here. ES following suit, stops where they need to be. We can essentially just chill for the time being. It does look like we're pushing up high here. We swept out these lows. We did adjust our stops a little bit lower, so instead of at these highs, we did push it down to here, expecting a sweep and then reversal. We are at this high value node though. Ideally, if we can close below the node, it's going to be positive, but it looks like we are expanding higher and higher here. So yeah, we're out for most of the position here. A little bit frustrating, but that's okay. ES is absolutely pumping as well, so it's not looking great. I do think MNQ might be pushing higher, which is a little bit annoying, but it's what you get for fading the overall order flow for the entire week. Understandable. Let's see if we close below this. I still like the idea of moving to the downside. Might have just had stops a little bit tight. Let's see how this M3 closes. Still respecting this volume imbalance right here. Okay, big push up. Just got wicked out. Yeah, with ES pushing up that high, it does seem unlikely. We're going to come back again. Could be looking for new all-time highs once again. Already had this hourly fill. It's just the fact that we tried for the past few hours now to go higher, and we've just stagnated for this whole period of time. So from 2 o'clock really, or just pre-2 till 5 now, for 4 hours, we've really not done too much. So that's still why I think we're going short here. I think we just added a bit too much into the position. Closing above this node now. Okay, so I think another thing that I'm doing wrong is I'm flicking through way too many timeframes. I think the M3 for what I'm doing with scalping works really well. I don't need to be going to, because there's just a little bit of noise. Yeah, it is looking pretty choppy. Not gonna lie, I'm seeing similar thing with gold here. So London has taken Asian highs, pushed down, come into new day opening gap. That short idea would have been bang on, taking out this low. Literally called it up in here somewhere, waiting for a pullback up into here, and then we got it floored to the downside. But that's alright, these things happen. Just trying to see where we are relative to everything now. inverted, not quite. An M15 for gold here. That position would be this, targeting previous daily low. That's what I'll be looking at here for gold. Wicking Asian highs, no closure above. To be honest, I actually really like gold sells. So we'll get in on just literally one micro here for gold. Sell, stops at the highs here. And then MMQ, again just waiting to see if we get a 3-minute closure below this node. I'm gonna wait for the confirmation. It's Chop City right now, so don't need to try and force or predict anything for the time being. I'm just using super low risk on gold here. We should be okay, especially if we're gonna be expecting previous daily low as our target down here. And then switch this to 3. As long as we're 3 minutes everywhere, I think that's ideally what we're looking for. This M3 is holding to the upside. We're just in a range here, so you're looking really low probability. And I did say that I was going to wait till 4 AM for NQ, so that's on me. That loss is purely on me there. It is what it is. I'm going to beat myself up about it. Getting a bit of a push now as well. 3-minute closure above the node now too. So it could indicate that we're actually going to push higher from here. Just looking at the higher time frames. Bit of reference. Yeah, looking at this 10-minute chart as well. I'm still not convinced, to be honest. Still not convinced. You can't tell me for 4 hours we've been trying to push higher. Been nothing, just building liquidity, and then we're going to have another big pump after we're here, this reference point. And I know never short all-time highs. I know don't do it, but it just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to me. I think we might have a bit of a fake out scenario. If we get a closure here, bearish, below both of these, that's essentially what I'm looking for. Closure below the current point of control and this volume node here as well. We get a closure below this and an M3. I'm shorting. I'm back in short. Again, not expecting this to be Armageddon, but I do think that we will at least have a bit of a run. We've been doing this every sort of 9:30 open the past week. 9:30 spills down, and then by 10 or sort of midday we're pushing back up. Gold being a little bit stubborn here as well. Okay, I think this is where I have to admit that I was wrong, and MNQ is going to continue pushing to the upside here. So close pretty convincingly above this node now. Target would be London highs here. So bear in mind, gold unfortunately moving against us here too. Yeah, it's been one of those days, huh? Alright, so we're going to get in for a long here with MNQ. Stops below the node here. So at this low, 25177.5 for that pump. Want to take 2 off at the current high of day. We have a runner if it wants to pump. Just watch gold here as well. See if we get some resistance at this SIBI here. Value area lows all the way down here. So we've got some room to run if we do want to find some resistance here. Just be mindful of our total loss for the day. If we hit that sort of 200 mark, we're just going to be very mindful, looking to get out of positions where we can, preserve that last 50 for 4 AM. And kicking myself again that I've broken my rules and decided to trade earlier. I don't know what I can do about this. It just seems to be a recurring pattern, but it's okay. MNQ seems to be moving. Gold does seem to have an okay reaction here. I need to wait and see. Okay. Looks like we might be wrong on gold here. We're at all-time highs on gold too, so shorting again probably wasn't the best call. Okay, both assets are pumping pretty hard right now. I'm glad we took a higher position on NQ. It's just the 1 micro on gold, but still did pretty significant damage here. About 50. Based on the way it's pumping, I don't see this slowing down anytime soon. We do have a 4-hour CB resting above us as well, so not the greatest spot to try and get in on this short, I think. MNQ though, looking quite nice to be fair, very close to this level, so just adjust our stops. Nice. Letting 1 micro go here. Let me just adjust my sizing here. So if this does want to just pump to the moon, then we do have 1 more position available. Wait to see if we get stopped out here. Pretty much exactly where we were because of this gold trade now. It's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. Let me switch back to our time frame. Really bad exit spot here, but forms a very nice busy resting in there. So we'll just bring it a little bit lower. Break even essentially here. Gold just toying with us a little bit. Definitely expecting it just runs for these highs here. Just gonna adjust stops to this current high on gold. Nice reaction on MNQ. So I'm glad we were able to flip bias on this, just recognize we were wrong based on what we were seeing here and act accordingly. Made new high of day. I think there's new all-time highs, yeah. So new all-time highs right here. Let's just ride the wave, see if it wants to explode to the upside here for us. If not, it is what it is. I just want to be stopped out on this position here. This gold trade's annoying me, man. Well, I guess we can just do the same thing and just look for a long on the gold side here too. Just recognize we were wrong and just change the bias. There's nothing wrong with being wrong, just adapting to that. But again, well, I don't know, we're at all-time highs. Probably it's expected to go for these highs here too. Yep, it gets stopped out, which is cool. It is what it is. We're still in our MNQ position. Gonna see if we can come back to fill this area here. A little bit annoying if we had maybe put our stops a little bit higher to see if we get a pullback and then look to take this long. But yeah, trending to the upside now. I don't know why I was trying to fight that. We did get a bit of a market structure shift here, just taking out this low, but again, we need to see some pretty substantial volume involved if we're gonna take it as a legitimate market structure shift. So that trade really didn't do a whole lot for us, which is a bit annoying, but that's okay. At least we got a better bearing on where we're headed direction wise for most of the assets. So we've got a 4-hour BC at around 883.2, yeah, so around in this level in here. So if we did want to go for a long with gold, this would be the spot. 6 in here for our gold position. MNQ we're just going to leave as is. Not too much we can do, to be honest. We've got a volume imbalance resting right here on the 1 minute too, so don't want to be giving up the little amounts of profit that we do have right here. We just want this thing to start pumping to the upside. Going a little bit heavy here on MNQ. Reason being, I've just seen a lot of volume come out after taking these highs in that one candle. Taking London, no closure above once again. Looking for a play down to value area highs right here. I'm going for a short. I got about 50, so what's that? 594. That'd be a stop right about there. I reckon we can honestly floor this to the downside, to be honest. 251 800. So this might be the short play we're looking for. Just got to keep it really tight with the stops here. So I'm shifting down to 1 minute and pretty much just trailing as we make new lows. I just like the amount of volume that's come out there. I know more than likely it's going to come back up, potentially move to the downside, but again, because we're going counter trend, and what we'd want to see is a quick reaction. So we need sellers to really step in here and flood this thing to the downside. Otherwise, it's just going to reach a pocket where buyers are going to get back involved and push it back to the upside, and then I'm going to take another losing trade. So with that in mind, that is why I'm going a little bit aggressive on this trail here. I'm okay with getting stopped out a little bit. We'll just take like a $30 potential profit for now. Where we're sitting at, we're about $30 in the green. But again, we're just wanting sellers to get involved there, so there we go. And that can happen at, how are we at the same price, man? It's just so frustrating, but it's just trading. Try not to get tilted and rush the process here as well, just on a higher time frame. While we see that reaction happening here. Seeing an M2, not seeing too much buyer volume here. See if we hold in the next minute. Yeah, that's crazy. Stepping out, but again, all-time highs, so just gotta be super careful, super careful. Just wait for the 2 minute closure. Looking okay so far. Previous net value area high is what I want to keep my eyes on. I just want to see what point of control is at now. Okay, so they're pretty much the same level. If we can push past this, I think we've got a fair bit of room to the downside to go. So let's shift this back to the 2. Nice reaction here. We did have some buys stepping in, but I like that candle. Let's do it. So that's $60 we're risking here, plus fees. Let's wait and see. Really want to invert this, but I'm just watching the price here because the candlestick lags a little bit compared to what price is actually going. So let's wait and see. Still respected this for now. 5 push down. Yep, I like that. Adding in straight away. 20 on the stop, and again just being super tight with the stop losses here, seeing what we need to see. I like our original stops that we had previously as well, so don't need to do too much there. I'll just shift this back to a 3 minute. Where's point of control actually? So 25180 is pretty much right here. I'm going to shift to the lower time frames again, see if we can move to break even or close to it. High volume scalping. Okay, so approaching This, what I would really like to see is just an absolute rip straight through this. If we get that, we're looking okay for where we need to be. I like this M5, nice, and now we just want to see this rip. No bouncing in, just get ready to adjust stops to break even if we have to, because we'll be expecting some buyers to start stepping in around here. So we're looking for this to come quite quickly. Still pushing low at the edge of the node here. So there's going to be a bit of resistance here. Most resistance will be around here. If we can get through this, I think we are pushing to the downside here. Shift this back to the M3. Right here. 3. Again, it'll be about 60. But I don't want to lose that high. Just want to see us melt from here if we are correct. I just think that we haven't closed above this previous high that we had. So for the past like few hours now, we've just been hovering. It's Friday, potential TJF. There is news coming out tonight, I think, 10:30 NFP. So yeah, drivers to hopefully take us to the downside, but let's wait and see. Nice. We drop below as well. The M3. So I'm pretty sure we would have tapped. No, not yet. So what is that? 25180. So at this line, we'll see the type of reaction we get. Okay, nice. 180 approaching here. Again, we just want this to floor straight through. Bit of resistance as we were expecting. I have a feeling this is very tight. Okay, nice. Let's see now. Okay, so we're right at that level. Stops right here. And at this high. I don't like that the. Okay, so we can see here. I don't like that the EMA is resting literally right there. Go break even here. Have to see it go away if that's the case. If buyers did want to step up in this level. We really haven't tapped the 180 just yet too. So there is still yet hope. But again, hope dies last, right? So not the greatest reaction on the M3 too. Gold still moving down as well. Ooh, especially when there's a fair bit of size on the line. Just notice it's obviously a bit more but I love it. I love trading like this, to be fair, as long as I'm managing my risk appropriately. This is this style of trading that I prefer, because I can also be in and out a lot sooner than watching my charts for the whole day and then come out break even. Like that just annoys me, man. I can't lie. That annoys me no man's end. If I'm gonna lose, I'd rather just know in 5-10 minutes, right? I get on with my day. But sitting there for hours, man, I'll break even. No thank you. Let's see. Gold getting that nice push down that we wanted. Similar though, we have just wicked all of these highs. Alright, nice. NQ challenging this node once again. If we can get that, I think we should be okay. We're just watching the 180 level here now. Move our stops here. Just watching the 180. Again, we want to see this just floor through. If we're on the right side of this. Alright, so there's 180 tapped. Stops are in a good spot here, so I'm not too worried if we do want to come bounce back. We'll take what, $20-$30 slowly but surely. But yeah, if we can start flooring from here, taking out all of these lows, blasting through this, obviously got our first partial at this node, at the high of this node. It's around the 162, I think we had it. Yep, 162.50. So at the high of the node, see if we can get some resistance here and start this scale to the downside. Alright, nice, good reaction here. Just watch the trading view, just so I don't get too emotional with the numbers. Just gotta keep my eye on gold here as well. The only thing I don't like is that we don't have much volume to the downside here. The biggest volume we've had was for this upward candle, and then even on the downside here we haven't seen too much. Let's see, contesting back up to this high. Yeah. So that is why we had the level marked. Obviously expecting a little bit of a push back to the upside here, so nothing too crazy. Nice, good reaction. Again, we just want that flooring. We need that volume to pick up if we're going to be on the right side of this one. My stops are super tight. We just don't have too much drawdown to work with, unfortunately. That is the negative with going with these smaller accounts that offer less drawdown, but eventually we'll get there, God willing. We'll get the drawdown buffer that we need and we can start putting a bit more size on. So for now, we've just got to take it slow and steady and just be humble in that. Nice. We just, again, need volume and speed. We need displacement to get through this. If we're just hovering around these levels, it's still not what we need to see. I've celebrated way too early, way too many times lately. Yes, we've moved like a tiny bit in the direction we need, and then displacement and volume goes the other way. So if we can see that here, we should be okay. At the bottom of this node now, so we're expecting again more resistance. We're really fading the direction of the trade here. This is my style of trade. I love taking trades because usually if they work, like they go pretty crazy pretty quick. because it catches so many people offside. So let's see if this plays out. We're at pretty much the bottom of this node, just teetering. Last line of defense. Let's see if the defense gets cracked or if they want to hold. Keep stops where they are for now. Just gives us a little bit of a buffer room here. Nice. Ideally, if we can start taking these, we should just move with some speed here. That's what we're expecting. Nice. I don't want to get too greedy as well, like we're pretty much at break even. So we'll actually keep adjusting our stop loss down. We are going against the trend, so I don't want to get too greedy. Gold as well, looking okay here. Alright, so we did get like a closure below the node here, but this again is where we'd expect buyers to really start pushing us up here. So 25183 should probably be our stop, which it is. Beautiful. Nice reaction. I think the 30 is just a little bit too much noise. We'll stick to the 1. That's what I mean, like, especially when I'm in a trade, the amount of times I flick through time frames is probably a bit too much. I think it's still helpful. There's been plenty of times where I've just stuck on the one time frame and I've missed like a Sibi or a Bissi or like really high value area on another time frame that had I checked, I probably would have taken partials or whatnot. But for the most part, I think doing it too often can also be a bad thing too, because then you just psych yourself out of really good positions. Just let the trade do what it needs to do. Alright, to the high time frames again here. Yeah, really want to see all of this swept. Alright, so decent reaction, starting to push these lows, using the previous day value area high and point of control as a bit of resistance now. Again, we're starting to see that speed that I was talking about. So I've taken myself off the trade event. I just don't want to see the cash amount, to be honest. Let's let this thing run. This is looking pretty good. Gold looking like we're about to flow to our entry point as well, which is good to see. God willing, we can actually close out the day here. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let's just let the trade do what it needs to do. Okay, so point of contention right here. We're just going to adjust our stops to this high. And this is, again, why I just love the nodes, looking at volume, looking at what price is doing at key levels to inform your decisions. We did call this short for a while. Let's see whether we want to hold here. But again, like with what I was saying, now we just want to use all of these spots to just floor through. Any bit of support, we just want to absolutely melt through for now. Got London lows resting here. Really nice push here. So let's just keep adjusting our stops here. Definitely don't want to give back all of this. Okay, nice. See if we can hit our first partial spot. Gold looking like we are close here as well. Adjust our stops even lower. Don't want to give all of this back. Volume imbalance right in here is where we're contesting with, but I do think we've got a lot lower to go. We've got that 4-hour Bissi resting right here as well. So it's just getting that fine line of not choking the trade, but also not letting it come back against you and just take away everything. Alright, super close. There we go. TP1 taken. So let me just adjust these. We've got 14 left. Oh, we missed that entry on gold. Oh my days. Look at this thing. Ain't no way. Hold up. Insane reaction here. Oh, okay, we still got some time. I guess we did take out this low or got very close to it. Nice for MNQ. This is phenomenal. Exactly what we wanted to see. We're looking to take off 3 here again. Let's take off 6. Beautiful. Okay, so we're 8. Still in the position. Let's stop right here. That's exactly what we wanted to see. So this is the next volume node we're contesting. We've also got VWAP sitting right here. So that's why I took out just a bit more partials. Going to adjust our stops as well here. But banger of a trade, man. Absolute banger of a trade here. Gold, I wish we would have got tapped in if this thing wants to fly. Ah, that's so unfortunate, but it is what it is. Shout out my sisters. They got me a frozen drink as well. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, man. Look at this thing. Let me just check the volume that's in gold. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. I'll get rid of this. We could probably still just jump into the momentum here. I do actually think for MNQ, I think for gold, longs make a lot of sense here to just jump in on the momentum. We've got our target. Probably should have waited for our entry point right here, to be honest. It's just the fact that it's running without us. Once I saw this, that probably should have been the green light to at least put some positions in, leave positions still here. I'm going to take myself out right away if we take this low, if we lose this low. I just want this thing to keep on pumping. If it wants to come down, okay, nice. Looking for exit at around 387, 389. 9. I'm just going to take it 3 points away from where that is. So that's actually pretty far, I'm not going to lie. Okay, nice. Beautiful with gold here. MNQ, there's a lot going on right now, so I just needed to chill out, just focus a bit. Let me do this. Again, the reason I just aped is because we're seeing the volume back us up to go for that here now. We want to get to 897. So about 895 will be okay. Let's not be greedy. 5.4, cool. Stops at this low. Watch MNQ now as well. Nice. I'm really glad we got pretty much all out of our position here. Really, really nice. And that's exactly why we have this node marked out. We're just going to wait and see. Could still push to the downside here, especially with point of control, value area high resting here now. And we've had this market structure shift to the downside. So yeah, we could actually be looking for shorts once again if we can tap up into this region here. So we'll just wait and see what price wants to do. Oh, that's not ideal for gold. But again, stops really tight here just because it was not a good entry. Let me get rid of this. Interesting. Gold is still primed for a short to me. To be honest, I think we're just going to leave it here. We'll come back later, either at New York Open or 4 a.m. if New York Open isn't very clean. So I think that was a really good short. Captured most of the move there. Just always really nice to see before we start pushing back here. So yeah, did give a little bit back with this gold position. But yeah, really nice in terms of winning and losing trades now. And again, it's just like really tight management with stops. That's what I need to work on. But just prayer, man. Like I prayed specifically and intentionally for today as well. This is the outcome so far. So I just need to pray again. Lord, please control me. Help me not to get carried away after the win. And help me to secure a nice winning day for these accounts. Amen. All right. See you guys in a bit.